Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome to my review of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Furiosa was directed by George Miller and was written by Nick Lathoris and George Miller and stars Anna Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, Chris Hemsworth as Dr. Dementis, Tom Burke as Praetorian Jack, Aaliyah Brown as Young Furiosa, Lachi Holm as Immortan Joe. Furiosa has a runtime of 2 hours and 28 minutes. Quick synopsis. This is the story of how Furiosa came to be in the service of Immortan Joe. I don't know about you, but as soon as I saw that we were getting a origin story for Furiosa, it was pretty much put on my much watch list for 2024. Mad Max Fury Road I thought was a great movie and did an excellent job introducing a new kind of era into the Mad Max saga that we have. And I thought Furiosa was a great character. I thought Charlize Theron did an excellent job as her. So I knew Anna Taylor-Joy had a big shoe to fill when stepping into this role. But speaking of that, this movie does not only rest on one person's shoulder, it actually rests on two people's shoulders. And the first one obviously is Anna Taylor-Joy, but the second one as well is Aaliyah Brown. And I'm very surprised by how much time we actually do spend with the young Furiosa. Being an origin story, I thought for sure we would get the young Furiosa, how she was captured and how she kind of wound up with Immortan Joe. But we spent a decent amount of time, I'm going to say at least probably half the show, with this young actress. And I think Aaliyah did a really good job on portraying young Furiosa. I don't know if they did any like CGI work, but she definitely has that kind of facial structure that Anna Taylor-Joy does. And it fit very well, especially when they did the transition from young to older. I thought it was really well done, and she handled being young Furiosa so well. I can't wait to see her in more stuff. I think she did such a great job. I could have seen more of young Furiosa, and I would not have been mad about it. But of course, the bulk of this movie rests on the shoulders of Anna Taylor-Joy. And if she did not perform, obviously this movie would not do well, because this is her movie. This is her time to shine. This is her time to show us that she could play a great action hero. And I think she does an outstanding job as Furiosa. She was able to deliver poignant scenery, poignant emotions just with her stare alone. Like, I swear to God, there are sometimes I think words are not spoken for like 5-10 minutes in this movie, and just staring alone gets the point across of what they're trying to say and what they are feeling. Now here's going to be my hot take, and I don't know if people are going to be upset with me or think I'm completely deluded. Chris Hemsworth as Dementis is a superb villain. I think he did an excellent job at Dementis. I'm going to go even so far and say I think he's a better villain than Immortan Joe was. I think Dementis had so much going on with him and was trying to do so much and plan and really just bring it all together, that we had a villain that you could see why he was doing what he was doing. You could understand where he was coming from, but you could see how crazy he was in his plans and just how he acted and behaved. Especially in this Mad Max world, I think he is a perfect villain for this world, and would really love kind of another origin story of seeing how Dementis came to lead this big biker gang in this post-apocalyptic world, because he really kind of suckered you in, saying that if you join me, you are family. You'll be treated better. You'll be given more food. You give a place to lead, and just brought these people in. But of course, as a Mad Max villain, he's just crazy, and lives don't really seem to matter to these big villains. And so, yep, I'm here. I'm going to say it. I think Dementis is one of the better villains we've seen in the Mad Max saga. And we got to talk about cinematography in Mad Max movies because they do such a phenomenal job. And once again, the cinematography just draws you into the world of Mad Max and actually Furiosa this time, and just makes it feel like you are there with these people, that this world is lived in, that everything kind of makes sense, even though you know that some of this stuff is not really practical or probably would even work. But yeah, I think, cinematography, once again, top notch, beautiful sights, beautiful scenes, really pulls you in and helps you immerse yourself in this movie. And another element of that is the sound. I swear to God, they wanted you to feel the vibrations of the engines of the cars. When they revved them, I swear to God, my seat vibrated. I can swear I felt it in my chest, feeling the power of these vehicles and these bikes and these chases that we were on. And I think that's just another element that is so well done that the sound around you makes you come into this world just as well as the cinematography. I think it's just another layer that just pulls you in. Now let's get on to some of the things I didn't like or was nitpicky about. And I'm going to say right off the bat, for the most part, the pacing of this movie is fantastic. They drop us in so quickly into the story at the beginning of this movie and just hit the ground running that it's like, holy crap. I thought for sure we'd spend time with young Furiosa and the life that she lived before becoming part of this apocalyptic place that she got sent to. But no, literally 5 minutes into it, you are fully into this movie. What really got to me though was the third act. I don't know if Miller wanted the show to end or knew how he wanted the movie to end or how he was going to get there. I just felt like the third act drug a little longer than it should have, and it could have been cut a little bit to give us just a quicker ending. Not a quicker ending, but a more, I don't know, a better ending. And while previously I did say the sound of this movie is very well done, and I stick by that, the soundtrack to this movie, at least to me, seems to be lacking. When I was leaving the movie theater, I was like, I really don't remember any music being in this movie. And that's one of the dings I'd give to it, because Fury Road has some awesome movie. We have the War Boys in Fury Road, and we have the War Boys in here. And I just didn't feel like we had any great soundtrack in this movie. And I could be wrong and just like zoned it out, but that's not a plus to that. If I zoned out and didn't hear the music, that's not a good job. So I think the soundtrack could have been better, or at least brought forward a bit more. And one thing I'm going to ding it for, though George Miller already addressed this before the movie came out because a lot of people were calling him out on it, and it is the timeline for this movie. George Miller's already come out and stated that he doesn't really care about like timeline stuff. He's not that nitpicky. He is there to just pretty much tell a story and deliver it to us. And thank you, George, you do deliver it to us. But yes, if you're trying to pinpoint where all these movies are happening in the Mad Max universe, don't, because you're just going to disappoint yourself, and George Miller is going to be like, I don't care. Guys, overall, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga delivers what we are looking for in a Mad Max film. We have some over-the-top characters. We have plenty of crazy action. We have crazy bikes and cars and chase scenes and just like, oh my God, what are they actually doing? This is a true Mad Max show. I think it's a great action movie. Even if you're not a fan of Mad Max, you can pretty much go into this movie without seeing any Mad Max movie, even Fury Road, and understand what is going on. At the end of Furiosa, it does kind of give you like an abridged story of what happened in Fury Road. So if you haven't seen Fury Road, leave before the credits start so that way you don't get spoiled. And if you want to go from Furiosa to Fury Road, you can do that. You do not need to have seen Fury Road to understand what's happening in Furiosa. I will also say there are some cameos in there. Some of them are very obvious, of course. So keep your eyes peeled on that. But overall, Furiosa is I think, a great summer blockbuster movie that I hope people go to see because the box office is tanking right now. Some of these good movies are coming out, and people are not going to the movie theaters to see them where they deserve to be seen. And I think Furiosa is one of those movies that deserves to be seen in the movie theaters to be fully enjoyed. But with all that being said, guys, Shep Talk is going to give Furiosa 4 Sheps out of 5. Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Did you think this was a brilliant entry into the Mad Max saga, the Mad Max universe, like I did? Or do you disagree and think that Fury Road is probably the better installment? Let me know. Let's have that discussion in the comments down below. But guys, that is all I have time for today. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't done so already, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel out greatly, and I do truly appreciate each and every one of you. But this is Darth Shep, signing off.